This is ABC 7 News at 6:30.
Compared to all recent San Francisco mayors, Gavin Newsom has used the most police escorts.
But are they for security or for show? That's the question tax watchdogs, city supervisors, and at least one former mayor are asking tonight.
Dan Noyes is here with an I-team investigation for us.
Well, Carolyn and Dan, we wanted to find out how the mayor is using his police escorts and a state-of-the-art hybrid SUV purchased with tax dollars. And is it appropriate for Gavin Newsom to take them for personal use? This story began with a tip from inside the police department that an officer drove Mayor Gavin Newsom's new $58,000 hybrid SUV with its police lights and radios and satellite TV all the way to Montana for his wedding this summer. Several top brass told us no way it couldn't have happened, but expense reports and timesheets obtained by the I-team under the Sunshine Ordinance show it did. Jamie Court heads the taxpayer group Consumer Watchdog.
It sounds like it's really the mayor's ego. The mayor wanting to show off his fancy new ride at his wedding.
An inspector from the police Special Investigations Division made the 1,000-mile journey to Bitterroot Springs Ranch in the mayor's SUV. It took him 3 days. The mayor took a private jet with another officer. If you add up the hotel bills for the police escort, their meals, regular pay, overtime, and gas on a city credit card, the tab climbs to more than $15,000.
Having city employees drive your souped-up vehicle without you in it thousands of miles is excessive, wasteful, and I think it's something that the mayor should regret and apologize for.
The city could have saved some money by leaving the mayor's SUV at home.
We've got pickup trucks right now. Those are a hit just because season's here.
Ernie Gorilik runs a Missoula car rental agency. Would have rented the mayor an SUV for about $400 a week.
Hands down, you certainly could have saved a lot of money by renting from us versus using his own vehicle.
This is not something Gavin Newsom wants to discuss. He refuses to sit down with the I-team on any topic, so we waited for him to arrive at City Hall this past Monday. The SUV pulls up, an officer opens the door, they spot me and our camera, and drive away. Newsom is drawing criticism for using the city-owned SUV at his wedding from the San Francisco Board of Supervisors.
The mayor and anybody in public office who says, I went to do something that's, 101% personal, should say, I'll pay for it out of my pocket.
The mayor's spokesman, Nathan Ballard, also declined to be interviewed on camera, but told us by phone the police department alone decided to send the security detail and the SUV to the wedding. We wanted to interview Chief Heather Fong, but she also refused to sit down with us, so we caught up with her at a recent conference. Was that really a good use of tax dollars to send the mayor's SUV all the way to his wedding in Montana?
The department is responsible for ensuring his safety, and we assess threat potentials based on information we have, and then we make decisions.
The chief would not discuss the threat Mayor Newsom faced out on the private ranch in the remote Bitterroot Valley. Was there a threat in Montana?
That is a threat assessment that was conducted by our Special Investigations Division.
What threat was there in Montana?
It's not appropriate to share the threat.
Chief Fong didn't even share what threat there might have been with local law enforcement in Montana.
We had no contact from San Francisco Police.
For Valley County Sheriff Chris Hoffman says the SFPD has no jurisdiction in Montana and that it would have been up to his officers to handle any problems at the ranch.
That's what concerns me here is if indeed there was a threat that potentially could have followed the mayor and his to my county, I certainly would have appreciated a call.
All this begs the question, just how often is Mayor Newsom using police escorts, and how does that compare to past San Francisco mayors?
And as I started to turn, the guy fired into my chest twice.
When he was a community activist in 1973, Art Agnos was shot on Potrero Hill. It was part of the Zebra Murders crime wave. Even with that history, Agnos says he rarely used police escorts when he became mayor.
It is tempting to have the trappings of power, among them being security forces and an entourage. I couldn't afford it. It was just, there were tough times. I had a city to put that back together after an earthquake, and I couldn't afford those kinds of celebrity trappings.
Mayor Agnos says he never used police escorts on trips to Los Angeles. For comparison, 1 week after his wedding, there's Gavin Newsom at a Malibu Starbucks with his new wife and political consultant Gary South discussing a possible run for governor. It's caught on tape by a local activist and entertainer.
The feds are going to have to get on. Will you please do something? Future governor, please.
Along with Mayor Newsom, 2 different San Francisco police officers and a rented Yukon XL. No hybrid this time, parked in the red zone.
Excuse me, it's Zuma Dogg from the scene of the crime where you got the San Francisco mayor, y'all. He's got his Yukon gas guns that parked in the fire lane zone, y'all.
After Zuma Dogg raises a fuss, Newsom's police escort moves the SUV.
Thank you so much. Zuma Dogg gets things done.
Supervisor Jake McGoldrick says the mayor should repay the cost of the police escort to his wedding and to his meeting with the consultant in Malibu.
If it looks like and smells like and walks like and talks like a gubernatorial campaign stop, then the gubernatorial campaign fund should pay for it.
I am not prepared to speak about his Los Angeles visit because I'm not familiar with the circumstances to that.
Chief Fong did not discuss the LH with us, why the mayor and security rented an SUV there, and why they couldn't have rented one for Newsom's wedding in Montana.
The fact that he's in Los Angeles and he's renting SUVs sure makes it seem like this was all about vanity, ego, and show, and not about anything to do with the business of being mayor.
We've had a difficult time getting public documents out of the mayor's office and the SFPD on this topic. Now, much of the information's been redacted, even which hotels the officers use, but we'll keep trying. Now, by the way, you may have heard that the mayor's SUV was sideswiped by a Muni bus 3 weeks ago. We filed a sunshine request for the bus's onboard video of that crash, but the answer? The video somehow got erased. I'm streaming some of the video from the hour after the crash in a new iTeam blog at abc7news.com. You can hear the driver explaining all that happened. Cheryl, Dan? Carolyn, Dan, sorry.
No worries, Dan. Thank you.
All right, well, while Mayor Newsom is spending that money on security, he is also looking for ways to make budget cuts. The San Francisco Chronicle reports today the city's budget deficit could exceed $90 million and that layoffs could begin in the next few weeks. More financial news. Treasury Secretary Henry